Hi there, everyone. My name is Liz Schwenke, and welcome to this edition of Inside Scoop. Today I'm in the studio with good friends Skip Menger and Tammy Levy from the Fire Department Foundation and the Fire Protection District. And we're here to talk about something near and dear to our hearts.
And that's Wreaths Across America.
That's Wreaths Across America. Tell us a little bit about what that is for people who don't know.
Yeah, it started about in the 90s out east. And actually there is over 1,000 military cemeteries in our country.
Right.
We're very blessed. We have Abraham Cemetery, which we're talking about for our donations at Elwood, Illinois, just south of Joliet for the people, so all the money stays local. About 3 years ago, our chief Ingledow, his dad Harry's buried out there.
Right.
That's how it all started, and I got involved and went out with him, and I'm a veteran of the Vietnam conflict. And make a long story short, 3 years ago we raised $6,000, and 2 years ago we raised $9,000, and last year we raised $16,000.
Okay.
And just to give roughly, the wreaths are $15 a piece, so we purchased over 1,050.
And there's what, about 45,000 graves?
Yeah, roughly 45 now, a little bit more out there. To give you an idea, a section is 1,800 graves.
Okay.
And we did 1,050. Our goal is to do the whole 1,800 or $27,000.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Tammy, but you have to be a veteran to be buried out there. Is that not correct?
That is what I was told. You had to be a veteran to be buried out there.
Okay.
So.
And what is your involvement in this project?
Well, they asked me to get involved 3 years ago, and I really didn't know about the whole program. So I did a little bit of research on it, and I don't know if you've read about it too, where it started with, he was saying, a man in, his name was Morrow Worcester,
Right.
from Hampton, Maine. And he actually went out there when he was 12 years old to the Arlington National Cemetery.
Okay.
He had won a trip.
Oh, wow.
And it became near to his heart because of that, but he's had a wreath company.
Mm-hmm.
And he had extra wreaths in '92, and he says, what should we do with these? So he had some volunteers help him, and he went out there, and they distributed them to the gravesites. He kept doing this year after year. When
Since
he had,
'92?
Yeah.
Since '92,
Wow.
and nobody
And
knew, but he didn't have, there was never a Wreaths Across America. This
At
is just, and he kept doing it at Arlington. And then it went on, and then we got social media.
Okay,
So,
of course.
and then people
And
found,
television.
And television, and people found out about it in 2005, and then in 2006, some other people got involved, and there was volunteers like trucking companies and other companies and volunteers to help them lay the wreaths. But then in 2008. They actually established Wreaths Across America Day, and that's when it actually became all over at the different various cemeteries throughout the. He still donates 7 wreaths to each state to a national cemetery for all the different branches of the military and for the POWs and MIAs. So he still does this to this day. Yeah, he still does.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
So, Skip, what's the actual day that they go out?
The December 16th
Is that
is actually, it's
Tuesday?
a Saturday,
It's a
Saturday where everybody would go to Abraham and Elwood.
And when you say everybody, you're not only looking for donations to pay for the wreaths, you're looking for volunteers to go out there and help lay the wreaths.
Well, we're very fortunate. Sam's Dunkin' Donut on Laraway
He's great.
pays for a bus. That's the easiest way to get in there. It is so crowded. Sometimes it takes an hour and a half of traffic. We're very lucky. We have partners. It's the fire department, the village, Jersey Mike's, Culver's, American Legion, and VFW are all our partners. Okay, and each partner has 4 free seats due to Sam, who's very generous. So we fill the bus. It's like 40 people, but we fill it with all the people that are interested.
I know about a week or two ago, I was working the bingo kitchen on a Tuesday night, and there was a box there. Talk a little bit about the boxes.
Yeah, we have boxes that we put out now our 3rd year. We have large boxes and small boxes. And if I could, I'd like to.
Absolutely.
We have 22 different boxes, and let me tell you, Arrowhead Brewing Company, Bada Bing's, Beggar's Pizza, Buffalo Wild Wings, Chicago Dough, The Creamery, Culver's, Dunkin' Donuts at Walmart and Laraway Road, the El Burrito, Loco, Gatto's, Jersey Mike's, Laraway Lanes, Little Joe's, New Lenox Mail and Parcel Center, New Lenox Township Office, Potbelly, Rappy's Candy, 7-Eleven on 30, Subway on 30, Teardrop Cafe, and the VFW Post.
Okay.
They all have
Because
boxes.
I knew I threw a couple bucks in there the other day.
We appreciate
Did
it.
somebody go around and take it out? Because
Yeah,
a couple days later it was gone. Everything that was in there was
Yeah, we
gone.
put them in, and basically Tammy goes about every 2 weeks. Some we do a week because they fill up a lot quicker.
So you go
And-
to Arrowhead and you have a couple beers and you get
Right,
their
yeah,
stuff.
right, there we go.
Yeah.
And we're very fortunate, though. One time, I know, Tammy, you said you got $345 in it.
In one
About
container?
every
In a
2 weeks.
2-week period.
Every 2 week
Oh, wow.
Which
period, I go
is,
around,
yeah.
and that's about the average 340 to 350 every 2
Whoa.
weeks.
So we're picking up 700. The New Lenox is very, very generous in donating and supporting that. So and then now the money has to be in by November 7th.
Okay, so we're on a
because-
deadline here.
Yeah, the November. If it's after that, we would just put the money in the bank,
Okay.
and 100% of the money it goes to the Wreaths.
Okay,
And
so
then-
nobody gets involved in this, gets paid anything?
No,
You do this volunteer on
We
your
are-
own time?
Yeah, and all our sponsors, they either have fundraisers or they donate a check
Okay,
to do that. Now, in the meantime, Tammy and I now, for our second or third year, we have walked around to 350 businesses in town, and we hand out a donation form,
oh, wow.
which is here, and that has it all explained, and also we have a prepaid envelope. We've had a lot of them come back. We would appreciate any of you, the businesses that we've gone to, or any business that want to get involved. Please, it's probably on your desk, put in that with the
Sure,
stamp on
sure.
it and mail it in. But we've had a lot of people do this.
Can people drop donations off at the fire stations?
Yes, it's actually 261 East Maple. It's Fire Station 1, right there on Route 30.
Okay,
And if they don't have the donation form, it's Wreaths for Veterans is how
Okay.
the check should, even though it's Wreaths for, that's what our 401 is.
okay. Anything else you'd like the folks to know about how to give or how to volunteer, or do they, if they're passionate and want to go out on that bus, probably to get the donuts that come with the bus? How do they go?
Actually, it's limited to how many people because
Oh, gotcha.
we take our sponsors.
So more concentrated on helping purchase the wreaths.
Yeah,
Okay.
our sponsors take better than 5/8 of the bus just with their
Yeah, yeah.
kindness in donating,
Yep.
Or what we would suggest if somebody wants to get involved, they can actually get in a car and follow us because we leave around 9 o'clock for a noontime presentation because of the factor it's just backed up there.
Who decides which graves we're going to get wreaths?
Well, it's Harry Ingledow's section.
Okay.
So Chief Ingledow, who's there,
Gotcha.
and then he retired. He left on his own. Of course, he told us when he came that he was going to be leaving after 3 years. So it's actually his section is the one we're.
Okay.
Now, like last year, though, when we were there, one of the sections next to us, nobody showed up. So all the people off the bus actually helped that section too.
Aw.
So the guy was very happy
Aw.
from. And they put all the wreaths right in front of our section, 1,050.
Okay.
And that's how we.
And who's this gentleman in the photo?
Oh, this is my grandpa. This is how, when I got involved, we set up another fundraiser that we do is at the concerts. We have a booth just to let people know, and we have, a form there too,
Right.
and people can donate there also. Well, when I got involved, they said set up a table at the concert. I didn't have anything to really set up, so I had this trunk from when my grandfather passed away, which had never been opened. And because nobody had the key. And so my husband broke the lock on it, and I found my grandpa's diary from when he had joined the Navy in 1944 as a Seabee.
Wow.
He was 17. I stayed up all night reading it, looking at pictures. And when he signed up, he was given, and this is what he writes in there, he was given 2 Bibles. This was the first one, and the first page was a letter from Franklin Roosevelt.
Wow.
And
That's got to be worth some cash.
and it has his name and everything, and how important it was to read the Bible, and how important it is to have God in your life. And he wrote that.
Gosh.
And then another Bible he was given is this one, and this one has a metal cover to keep over your heart in case you get shot.
Oh my gosh.
And he, obviously, this is very worn. He always had this in his pocket.
Wow.
And he wrote how important that was to him. But when I hold these, I know what the sacrifices. And there's like different things in his diary that I read, and I read the entire diary, and it's all in pencil. I mean, that's the thing. He wrote it all in pencil, this diary. And he used to tell me stories all the time when I was a kid, and until we found this, because he passed away in 2007.
Okay.
But until we found this, I thought they were stories. But in here, it's his sacrifice was far greater than that.
So let's recap. The deadline to give is
November 7th. We would like to have the checks or donations in to Station 1, either, you know, and if it comes in later than that, we just put it to the following year. Okay.
And then the date?
The December 16th, that's Saturday. We're going to leave Station 1 on the Sam bus, Dunkin' Donuts Sam's on Laraway, at 9 o'clock, because it does take a long time. If anybody wants to follow us, I would suggest they get there, and they can certainly go behind, and we can just say they're with us.
Great.
You know, and like I say, Lenox has been so generous in donating towards this cause. There's really not, and when we went around, Tammy and I, to our 350 plus businesses, this year was even easier, wasn't it, Tammy?
It was.
And people knew we were coming, and
Great.
and we can tell too that we have I don't know how many new people that have donated from last year.
Oh,
but
yeah. And a couple of them actually donated the day that I went in. They just gave checks that day.
Wow. Yeah.
They said, while you're here, I'll just give you a check right now.
Save the stamp.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Well, thanks for stopping
Well,
by.
and thanks so much for having us.
We hope you do well. I know I'll probably throw some more money in at the VFW.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, New Lenox. See you around town.